How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a great start to their day so far. Just before we get into it, as always, please make sure that you are smashing that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new, along with hitting that notification bell so you're always aware of when I'm uploading and going live. Make sure you're checking out the membership feature on the channel as well. It's £1.99 a month, and you will see all the perks that come along with that. Opinions on the topics raised in today's daily news update. Firstly, let's get into Kelleher from Liverpool, a goalkeeper. Now, we all know that goalkeeper is a huge position that Leeds United need to fill in this summer window. I think regardless of what league we were going to be in, the goalkeeper has to be addressed, in this window, just given the absolute nightmare that Kelleher had at various points in the season just finished. I'm thinking Swansea at home, I'm thinking Hull away, Sunderland away, and there was other goals that you could have easily put at his door as well. And he did cost us some he could have cost us some vital points. Obviously, it all worked out in the end. Once Daniel Farke brought Carl Darlow in as the #1 goalkeeper. But I really do think that in this window, as well as Leeds United bringing in a goalkeeper, I think Kelleher simply has to leave the club. I just don't think he's got a future at Leeds United now. The fact that Daniel Farke came out and publicly dropped him at the time that he did shows that, in my opinion, there isn't any coming back from that. If we see Kelleher start in the opening game of the Premier League, I think we're going to have a huge problem on our hands, because if that's how he can perform at Championship level, can you imagine what he'll be like in the Premier League? But anyway, the point is, we are interested in a goalkeeper, and there's been a few names branded about, the likes of Sam Johnston, etc. But Kelleher, for me, would be my ideal #1 target from Liverpool. He's good with his feet, he's a good shot stopper, he's good at penalties as well, commands his box very well. And basically just does basic goalkeeper things, which we've not been used to for the majority of the last few years, have we? Even pre-Kelleher, you've got Casilla, Peacock, Farrell. Goalkeeper's always been a bit of a problem position at Leeds United, just like left-back used to be. And in a way still is, that we've only got one good left-back at the club for now. But yeah, Kelleher, I think, would be if I had to pick a goalkeeper to sign this summer, it would be Kelleher. We all know that he is going to be on the move this summer. I think Liverpool are probably, aware of his situation better than the rest of us, of course. But they have slapped a price on him. And I'll be honest, given that he's a second choice goalkeeper, coming into the final year of his contract as well, the upcoming season is his last season on his contract, and Liverpool have put a £40 million asking price on him, which I think is quite steep given the context. Like I've just said, second choice goalkeeper in the last year of his deal. I get that he's very well thought of at Liverpool, and that there's a lot of clubs that would be interested in him. I think Newcastle potentially, if Nick Pope is to move on. I think Nick Pope's been briefly mentioned to Leeds. I just don't see that happening. Kelleher, I'll be honest, I don't see happening at that price. If we can maybe do a bit of negotiating on that and get it down, I'd pay 20 to 25 million for Kelleher. I just don't think he's worth 40. But again, if the deal goes over the line and it is 40, I would be happy that we've got him through the door. But I wouldn't be happy with us paying 40 million quid for a second string goalkeeper, because that's what he is essentially. A very good second choice goalkeeper, I will add, but a second choice goalkeeper all the same. So yeah, hit me up in the comment section, guys. Would you rate Kelleher? Do you like him as much as I do? And secondly, would you be paying 40 million quid for him given the circumstances? I want to hear from you. Let me know. Another player in the Premier League that has been linked to Leeds United, given the fact that he is now out of contract in the summer. Well, yeah, after these next 2 games in the Premier League, he'll be out of contract, is Vladimir Coufal from West Ham. The seasoned right back has played over 170 odd games for West Ham, very experienced at this level. And yeah, it would be a smart signing in my opinion. I wouldn't be bringing him in to replace Jadon Bogle. I think Bogle can do it in the Premier League. And obviously he's younger, quicker down that right-hand side, given how Leeds United want to play. I get that maybe in terms of transfer targets, they're maybe going to try and get a bit of experience in to help keep us in the division, which I understand. And there'd probably be periods of the season where if we did bring a player like Coufal in, that he would definitely be needed. And like I say, I do like the signing as a squad player and as a rotation option, but not as a starter. And again, that might be me being a bit snobby. I think he's been a very good servant to West Ham, a very decent player at Premier League level, and has got vast Premier League experience, which is why I do like the signing, but just not as a starter. For me, anyway, I would not be bringing him in to take over Jadon Bogle. I think Bogle's had an amazing season at the club, albeit in the Championship, but Bogle himself has got Premier League experience as well, although it's maybe not as much as Coufal. He has played in the Premier League and he knows what it's all about. And I think, well, I hope reinforcements in. I think Bogle can have a very good season in the Premier League. But like I said, Coufal would be good just to have that bit of experience in that position as well. So again, hit me up in the comment section, guys. Would you be happy with Coufal? Do you think he would start games if he was brought in? And do you even think Daniel Farke would rate Coufal as a signing? Let me know. Another name which, again, I'm taking with a pinch of salt at the minute, but it seems to get linked to us quite a lot, and he's getting linked with a lot of teams, not just in England, but in Europe as well, and that is Man City's youngster, James McAtee. Again, previous experience whilst he was on loan at Sheffield United in the Premier League, I believe, and he was well thought of amongst Blades fans, and he's having a good season at Man City as well. But again, a lot of talk about him at the minute because the general consensus seems to be that he will be moving on this summer in search of more game time. He is playing a bit more at Man City at the minute, but he wants to be a regular first team starter. So I think he's going to leave the club to try and get that opportunity. Like I just said, guys, there's teams in Europe getting linked to him in the Bundesliga, in Serie A, and obviously Premier League as well. He's been linked with Leeds United in the past and it's not materialised. And I'll be honest, guys, I don't see this happening. I really don't. I think the fact that we're just coming up, I think if McAtee is to leave and go to a Premier League club, it'll be a more established Premier League club. I don't see him coming to a Leeds, a Burnley, or whichever team comes up in the playoffs. I just don't see it, and I wouldn't be totally against the fact of him going abroad either. I think he strikes me as a player that would maybe like to experience playing abroad as well. So again, one to keep your eye on, but I just don't see James McAtee joining Leeds United. And finally, just one of our own players and just where his future may lie, Matteo Joseph. I've seen a lot of discourse amongst Leeds United fans regarding Joseph and what they think we should do with him. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Matteo Joseph is a very good forward and has got bags of potential. Let's be honest, in pre-season last year, we all thought that he was going to set the Championship alight this season. I predicted him to be the Golden Boot winner, but it turns out it was Joe Perreault all along. And I do think Joseph can have a future, a bright future in the game. Maybe even a future at Leeds United, but just not right now. I don't think he's ready to make that step up to the Premier League just yet. And I think he would definitely benefit from a loan either in the Championship or even abroad. just to get regular first team minutes, because, you know, he started off as our main striker this season, but Farke quickly realised that it was more of a benefit to have Joel Perreault on the pitch, and he was definitely right, as Perreault ended up getting and I just think if he goes out on loan, gets some first team minutes, if Leeds can stay up in the Premier League, see where he's at, see how he's developed, and see if he's developed to a point where he can then come back in and be part of a Premier League squad. I just don't think he's ready for that right now. He'll probably know it himself deep down as well. So yeah, do the right thing, Leeds, and give Matteo Joseph a very good loan deal. But yeah, that's it for this morning's instalment of the Daily News Show on Chatting Leeds. Really hope that you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure you're smashing that like. Please subscribe if you are brand new to the channel and hit the notification bell. Get your comments in and make sure you're checking out the membership feature on the channel as well. And I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.